All right, one of the many trucks here in the museum we're going to take a look at is this 1911 Mack Jr. Doug's going to give us a tour around. This truck has a direct tie to Allentown.
So, in the main gallery, the first truck that you're going to see is the oldest truck that we have on display, and that is our 1911 Mack Jr. So, this truck was built, of course, here in Allentown, Pennsylvania. It is fitted with a body, it would have been an ice body for refrigerated beef. So we have decorated this truck to pay homage to Arbogast and Bastion, who is a fixture in the Allentown area, known for their butcher, their beef, their meats. So they were located down on Front Street near Fullerton. Allentown truck, Allentown business, perfect combination. One of the cutaway engines that we have on display is this E9 MACK V8 diesel. You see the cutaway allows you to view inside the engine. So we get requests for information from people, maybe from a different area, that have different terminology for some of the parts that we have different words for. Whether, you know, a difference between a washer or a spacer. We can come out here and look inside the engine and answer the question that they have based upon what we can see. We use these quite often. We have a variety of engines, especially the cutaways, that we use. You know, so this is the E9 V8. This is a different variation of the E9 V8. This is the hypercharge military version. This varied in horsepower between 750 and 1,000. This one, I believe, is the 900 horsepower version. Has 4 turbochargers on it. This was used in a French tank, military tank. We have it on display, and it's a phenomenal piece. If you've ever gone to the truck pulls and watched you know, the Mack Superliners or the Mack MH's pull with E9s, that's what this engine is. This is the one and only remaining Mack Big 6. So this was an engine that was a prototype, was being tested, and then ultimately dropped because they were getting more power out of the smaller engines. So this is the only engine that remains of the Big 6 line. My plan is, and I've already talked to the facilities down to Hagerstown, the powertrain facility, I'd like to get it down there for its anniversary in 2028, 50th anniversary, and run it on a dyno and get it on video so we can see what it sounds like, because very few people are around anymore that have ever even heard this engine run.
So occasionally you'll come across one of the gold bulldogs. Most of them you see will be silver, but the gold bulldog has a specific meaning. I'm going to let Doug kind of explain that to us and exactly what it means. Doug?
So, starting in 1967, Mack had introduced the Maxidine engine and Max Torque transmission, the Maxidine concept, high torque rise, low RPM engine. The engine was painted gold. So to signify that on the outside of the truck, so you knew what powertrain it was, they introduced a gold bulldog. So those trucks from 1967 till about 1980 were specified Maxidine. That was the Maxidine concept powertrain. That lasted up into the mid-80s. The silver bulldog took over again in about 1980-81 with the Econodyne. Since then, there have been some variations in why a gold bulldog. It's become a trim level. Then for a while, it became Mack powertrain, where it was a Mack engine, Mack transmission, Mack rears. But it depends on the time frame that you're looking at a truck as to what end or what bulldog it has on it. Plus, they're just held on with bolts. So if you want a gold bulldog, you can put a gold bulldog on anything.
One of the cool parts about this museum is part of the museum is the former environmental test chamber that Mack used to use to do testing on the trucks before they shipped them out to the customer. Doug's going to give us a rundown of what they use it for now and what it did previously. Doug?
Sure. The environmental test chamber is, again, a museum piece in itself. So this was the dynamometer room where they could bring a truck in, place it on the rollers, and run the truck sitting still to test whatever component they were trying to test. This room could be taken from -10 degrees to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Sun load from lamps in the ceiling could replicate the sun in a burning desert conditions.
Very cool.
Or freezing conditions for, say, a truck that was destined to go to the Arctic. Everywhere in between. We now use this room as our restoration and maintenance area. We've restored trucks right there. We're maintaining trucks here. The fire truck we're working on right now, we're doing the wiring, and ultimately we'll do the finishing touches on here, put the lights and everything back on it. One of the most recent acquisitions, this is 1939 MACK ED, which is an original paint truck. Beautiful piece, beautiful specimen. I'm so happy to have it. Original condition. We just did a tune-up on it. We're going to move it over into the next room, pull it up, and redo the brakes on it. So we're going to get it up on jack stands and make it immovable for a while. But we hope to have it out this summer to like the Antique Truck Club American National Meet at Macungie. So come over and see it here, or come and see it there.
Very cool. I think it's awesome that part of the former production from MACK is still part of the museum. That's kind of cool. All right, here in another part of the museum is the former sound room. The sound room is where MACK would bring the trucks in here to record the sound pollution that's coming off the trucks. I'll let Doug explain that in more detail. Doug?
Very well. So in 1975, when this facility was open, they were fighting legislation that the government was proposing that trucks would have the same interior and drive-by noise levels as passenger cars. We know that's really not possible for a big truck, but in order to help eliminate the noises being emitted from the MACK trucks, MACK built this sound room to be able to test in it. So to bring a truck in, hook it to a drive-by dynamometers, run the truck sitting still so they could walk around with microphones or put sensors on to say what's making noise. Is it an injection pump? Is it valve train? Is it timing gears? Is it transmission? To try to combat some of that noise pollution. So that's why this room was built. It's one of the largest semi-anechoic chambers that we know of that still exists. And we just love it because it is the cool space.
It's so unique.
Absolutely. When you walk in the door, you know this place is special. It pulls the sound right from your ears. Little to no echo. The only hard surface is the floor. Well, and now the trucks that we have in here and the bus. But it's just a phenomenal space. And once again, the facility here is a museum piece.
Absolutely.
You've got to come and check
it out. All right, another cool fact about MACK, which I didn't even know, they didn't start out making trucks. They started out making tour buses. This particular tour bus here in the museum was used by a company called Higgins Tours in Chicago and New Orleans. In the summertime, they'd use this in Chicago. And in the wintertime, they'd take it down to New Orleans and do their tours down there. I'm going to let Doug, he's going to take us around here and kind of give us an explanation on the truck itself.
So one of the features we have here at the MACK Trucks Historical Museum is the oldest known operating MACK vehicle in existence. This is our 1909 MACK Brothers bus. As you said, this was operated during warm weather months in Chicago and then moved to New Orleans for sightseeing tours. It's been around MACK a long time. The museum has had it for many, many years. It is, like all other vehicles in the museum, running and driving. You can check out our YouTube channel for video of this, or the Truck of the Month video, actually Bus of the Month, in operation, coming in and out the Parkway. Of course, wood spoke wheels. This has spotlight up in the middle of the cowl, the firewall, and that's acetylene powered. Of course, the shifters and the brake are on this side. Also, the steering wheel's on this side. Makes you wonder why.
Yes.
Well, this is America, right? They can do whatever they want. No. In the day that this was a sightseeing bus, the clientele that rode this bus were well-to-do folks. During that time period, during those days, the roads and streets were covered with a different type of exhaust emission. Most of that was from horses. So, in order for the driver to get as close to the curb as he could so that the well-to-do folks entering the bus did not have to step into the street off of the curb, the steering wheel was on the right side so he could nestle right up to the curb so that those clientele could step right onto the running board and into the seat.
Very interesting.
You never think about that kind of thing.
No, never would have known that until you told me that.
Yeah. So, like I said, highlight of the museum, highlight for many people. Come on out and visit us at the MACK Trucks Historical Museum.
So we haven't talked about yet how the Bulldog came to be, right? Well, this truck right here, the 1927 AC, is the reason the Bulldog came to be affiliated with MACK and the logo for MACK. I'm going to let Doug go into detail on that, but also this logo right here, the IM, I'm going to let him explain that as well. You'll see these on some of your older Macs as well. Doug?
Very well. The IM logo originated in and around 1911 into 1912. The Mack brothers were expanding. They wanted to expand. So they approached J.P. Morgan, who was the banker, of course. J.P. Morgan did not lend money to individual companies. He liked to form groups. So the Mack brothers approached J.P. Morgan. At about the same time, there was a company called Sauer that approached J.P. Morgan. They were a truck builder, and they imported parts from Sweden and assembled trucks. So J.P. Morgan grouped those two together. Very soon after, another company named Hewitt was also added to that group. So the managing company to those three truck companies, he named International Motor Company. So this is the International Motor Company logo, IM, for International Motor Company. This has nothing to do with International Trucks, because at that point it was still McCormick Deering. So this was International Motor Company, was the parent company of Mack, Sauer, and Hewitt.
Interesting.
Okay, so that's why the IM. The IM logo stayed on castings and parts really up in through the 50s and maybe even into the 60s, because those parts were designed and built so well that they didn't need to change them. So they just kept using that logo. Mack Trucks Incorporated was named in 1922. That's when Mack Trucks Incorporated came to be. So just a little history of logos and the name Mack Trucks Incorporated.
Sure.
So the Bulldog tie-in, the AC model was the tie-in for the Mack Bulldog mascot. So the AC model was introduced just in time for World War I. The English bought the AC model for their war effort. So they were shipped over, they were put into use. They worked so well, they worked so hard, they did the work of hundreds of men, they did the work of dozens of horses. It reminded the English soldiers, the Tommies, of their English bulldogs. So bulldogs of the day, English bulldogs specifically for them, weren't pets. They were working animals. You know, you didn't have pets. You had, you used your animals for work. Well, the job of a bulldog was to go into a corral and secure a bull. So basically corner the bull. So here's this little dog doing this big job, cornering a couple 1,000-pound bull, so that the owner of the bull could take it by the nose ring and lead it to where it was going to go that day. It was either going to go to the butcher shop, or it was going to go make some more cows. So it was a good day or a bad day for the bull. That little bulldog did that huge job. This little truck did all those huge tasks, hence the bulldog, the look of the bulldog, the blunt nose, the front cross member that's kind of rounded like a jowl, position of the headlights. It all kind of worked together, and it started calling it the Bulldog Max. Bring in the Bulldogs when they wanted the heavy work done. Bring in the Bulldogs. That was the fall of 17. By March of 1918, Mack was using the word Bulldog in their advertising.
Nice. So it didn't take long.
No, it didn't take long. We have the ads to prove it. So, somewhere in the fall of 1917, somebody texted, that over here, or faxed it over, maybe emailed it, to the United States from England, and it caught on that quickly.
Very cool.
So that's the origin of the Bulldog.
Yeah, it's very interesting history there.
So the heart of the museum is really the archive. And some of the archive consists of chassis build records. What this is a microfiche that includes every part list for building a truck. This is for an R model from about 1975. Every part that you need listed on here, and we can go to our parts, our aperture cards, our parts list, our parts book room, and we can pull up those parts and offer you the drawing in case you needed to make a part that you could not find to restore your truck, maintain your truck, repair your truck. Another part of the archive that we utilize daily are our photo archives. We have over 500,000 photographs in our archive, in our collection, and we utilize them, we offer them, we give them. There's many different forms of media. This is 8x10s. We have negatives, we have slides. So in all told, our archive consists of about 50 million pages of information, whether it's photographs, microfiche, aperture card, slides, negatives, books. That's the information that we use to answer the requests of those who go to our website and enter a request.
All right. We hope you enjoyed the tour today. Unfortunately, there's so much cool stuff here. We just don't have enough time to show you everything. I do want to thank Doug for taking time out of his day to show us around. I'm going to give Doug a moment to say any parting words he would like to you, for anybody who's thinking about coming here to visit, or if you've been here before and you want to come back, maybe he'll have some new information for you that he didn't have before. So Doug?
For sure. I want to thank you for coming out, spending a little time with us.
Sure.
We love to share our information. That's
Absolutely
what we're here for. And if you're interested in more information about the MACK Trucks Historical Museum, please visit our website, macktruckshistoricalmuseum.org. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We're independent of MACK Trucks. All of what you saw here today, all of what you see, is funded by donation. That's how we thrive. So, restoration of trucks, preservation of records, all funded by donation. We have a YouTube channel. Please check that out. We have our Truck of the Month videos there. Our Facebook page has information on it as well. You know, we're an antique truck type situation, but we try to be as social media savvy as possible. I'm a truck guy, not a computer guy, but I do my best.
You guys, well, yeah, they do a very good job, I got to say. So again, hey, if you're out in the Allentown area or you're just looking for a day trip, it's a nice sunny day and you want to come out this way, look them up. The hours are on the website, I assume. Correct?
Absolutely. The hours on the website we have some open houses coming up. Please check our website and check our Facebook page for the most up-to-date schedule.
Very cool. Check them out.